As the great GM of the Golden State Warriors, Bob Myers once said, analytics are a lot like a bikini. They show you a lot, but they don't show you everything. Hello, everyone. Marcus Mosher here with the Game Day for a special edition of NBA Power Rankings brought to you by Sports Management Worldwide, the online leader in sports business education. Today, we are diving into my top 10 players who thrive from an advanced stat perspective. Let's call them analytical darlings, and let's dive in. At number 10 is Alex Caruso. Caruso finished sixth in defensive rating last season among qualifying defenders and finished inside the top 25 in defensive win shares, despite not being a full-time starter with the Lakers. Caruso also shot over 40% from three last season, despite taking more threes than he ever had during any point in his career. He's not the perfect point guard, but he does all the little things well that contribute to winning basketball. At number 9 is Tony Snell. Snell had the third best effective field goal percentage at nearly 70% last season. He shot over 51% from the field. Now, he only played 21 minutes per game for the Hawks, but I do think he's a player that deserves a bit more playing time, for how efficient and how effective he's been over the last couple seasons. At number 8 is Michael Porter Jr. I know the defensive numbers are atrocious, but the reason he is on this list is because he is an absolute star on offense. He had the third best offensive rating in the NBA last season. His effective field goal percentage was at nearly 65%, and his true shooting percentage was near the top of the league at 66%. Porter shot over 45% from three last season, and he averaged over 19 points per game. He's one of my favorite players to make a big leap in 2021 and 2022, and I think he's going to make the first All-Star appearance of his career. At number 7 is Jrue Holiday. The NBA Finals showed exactly why the Bucks were smart to surrender so many assets for Holiday. While his shot can come and go at times, he's one of the best defensive guards that I've ever seen. Holiday finished 5th in steals per game. He also had an incredible on-off split, not only in the regular season, but also in the playoffs. Holiday doesn't get quite the recognition of some of the elite guards in the NBA, but he should. At number 6 is Joe Ingles. Ingles had the best true shooting percentage in the NBA for any non-big at 67%. He shot over 45% from three last season. He's a fantastic free throw shooter, and he can initiate offense if needed. The defense needs to improve some, but his offense is why he is on this list. Advanced analytics have changed the way that every sport is being played. And if you are a stat head like me, you've got to check out Sports Management Worldwide. They'd offer an 8-week course taught by the godfather of basketball analytics in Dean Oliver. Dean has been an NBA coach for years and literally wrote the book on analytics. Dean will teach you everything you need to know about basketball analytics and working in basketball. Take the leap and thank us later. Apply for free at smww.com and use the discount code GAMEDAY for $50 off the course of your choice. Basketball jobs start here. Let's get you in the game. At number 5 is Clint Capella. Capella isn't the perfect NBA center, but what he does well and at a high level. He finished number 1 in offensive rebound percentage for qualifying players, and he finished inside the top 3 for defensive rebound percentage. And then on top of that, he finished inside the top 5 in blocks per game. Capella does a fantastic job of protecting the rim and forcing teams to take bad shots in the paint. He's fairly effective on offense, and that makes him a player that's coveted around NBA circles. At number 4 is Danny Green. There's a reason why all of the smart teams are chasing Danny Green every offseason. He's a fantastic defensive guard who is a career 40% three-point shooter from three-point line. More importantly, he isn't a ball stopper, and he knows his role. He's just one of those players that everybody wants to play with because he'll do all the dirty work on defense, but he doesn't require the ball on offense. But when he does get the ball, he's going to shoot it at a ridiculously high rate, and he's going to be effective and efficient for your offense. Even at the age of 34, Danny Green is a player that I want on my team in big games and big moments. At number 3 is Mike Conley. Conley finished number 1 in defensive win shares last season and number 1 in defensive rating for qualifying players. He's a fantastic free throw shooter who just doesn't turn the ball over very often. It's kind of the definition of what a good point guard does. Conley certainly isn't in his prime anymore, but he is still a player the analytics community absolutely loves because of his efficiency out on offense and stellar play on defense. At number 2 is Rudy Gobert. Listen, I know the playoffs have not always gone super smoothly for Gobert, but he is still the definition of an analytic darling. He was number 2 in defensive win shares last season. He had the second best block rate in the league, and he was number 4 in defensive rating. And then on offense, he was the number 5 player in effective field goal percentage for qualifying players. Gobert is one of the best big men in the NBA today, and I still think he's a little bit undervalued. And at number 1 is Steph Curry. Curry is the golden boy of the analytics right now. He's a career 43% three-point shooter. He rarely misses a free throw, and he led the NBA with the best true shooting percentage of any guard last season. He was also 6th in win shares, and that's pretty impressive considering the roster and the team around him last season. When I think of an analytics darling, I think of Steph Curry because of the way he changed the game for the better. That's our rankings for this week. Don't forget to check out Sports Management Worldwide. If you think you have what it takes to work in basketball, check out Sports Management Worldwide's courses at smww.com, and we'll see you next week.